fanboys and fangirls, the newly released Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has been officially released, and while I am a big fan of the Sony smartphones and I really am impressed with their lineup this year, I'm here to tell you that the Xperia 1 Mark III is just another useless phone in the sea of Androids. And before you start hitting the dislike button, let me explain why. Also on today's episode, Apple's spring event is officially announced. We're going to speculate and realistically come up with what you can expect from this event. And lastly, Samsung wants to dip their hats in events as well, as they have their own event planned. So we'll take a look at all these, and again, please watch the whole video for the Sony phone because I'm actually not going to trash it, but hear me out. All that on today's episode, so stay tuned. YouTube, what's poppin'? Michael here, welcome back to Technoid. Hope you're doing well, hope you're all staying safe. Now today guys, the episode is going to be very long, hopefully not, I say that all the time, but I have to disclaim it, but I will be leaving timestamps in the video as usual, so I hope you guys enjoy this episode today, and of course guys, apologize if my voice sounds a little weird lately. I've been having a little bit of a congestion, but it'll hopefully clear up. But anyway guys, welcome back, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about the Sony phone plus the other events announced, and we'll break everything down to you in this episode. So let's not waste any time, let's get it going. So alright everyone, the main story, let's talk about the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Now last year I did a ton of videos on the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III, and I was a huge fan of the phone. I saw a lot of potential, I saw a lot of hype and a build up for this phone. And for me, I was really excited for it. But my excitement was shot down once they revealed the price. But then I looked at Sony, the brand itself, and I wasn't really excited after that. And I said, I don't think the Xperia 1 Mark II is for me, and I think we've all agreed on that. Well, it looks like the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III has finally been announced, and it looks like we will be seeing a follow-up to the Xperia 1 Mark II. Now, in terms of design, it is a good phone. I cannot lie to you guys. The design, build quality, and overall, the specs of it are pretty good. So I can't sit here and say that Sony didn't make a pro phone. This is probably about as pro as you're probably going to get, and they don't even have to use the word pro. See, that's one thing I'll give Sony respect on. But taking a look at the specs, they have a 4K 120Hz OLED display, which no phone on the market has been able to achieve that. It also has a variable telephoto lens, which is a new lens that they are using. It also will have 256 gigabytes of storage with 12 gigabytes of RAM, a micro SD card slot. The battery will be rated at 4,500 milliamp hours with 30-watt wired and Qi wireless charging too. Although no speeds are mentioned on the Qi wireless speeds, but speculation is reported 10 watts, 15 watts respectively. Taking a look at the phone, it does contain that 21:9 ratio, and it does continue to have the motion capture fingerprint scanner instead of having an under display. Now, a lot of people last year did not like the side fingerprint as it does mesh in with the power button, but I've been pretty cool with it. I actually think a physical touch button is probably better for you than most phones out there. And to top it all off, they will have the trifecta of cameras provided by Sony's Zeiss, I believe it is. I apologize if I said the name wrong, but their camera division. It will have a 24mm main lens, a 16mm ultra wide, and a dual variable aperture optical sensor. Now these specs are very nice, and I actually really do enjoy Sony's camera tech, so being able to group all of your organizations into one smartphone, entertainment, phone, and everything, I'm respectful towards that. But one of the main things that we also took a look at was also the main selling point is they had to advertise the headphone jack, which to me at this point in 2021, it is amazing if any phones are going to have the headphone jack. So it's kind of surprising that they're still advertising it. So I cannot lie, I really gotta say, you know, it's cool to see it still around, but to use it as a marketing was not really cool. But hey, it's good to have it anyway. But anyway, overall, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III will come in two colors, frosted purple, frosted black. They don't reveal when it's going to be released, and price, there is no price release, but there is speculation that it will be priced at $1,500, which is not a shock to me because the last year's model came in at $1,300. So, what do I think? Well, I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm a huge fan of the Sony phones. I really enjoy them. I think they offer something for the market. I think they offer a lot in terms of what you're spending. You're not paying, you know, cheap quality. You're getting high quality specs. You're getting high quality smartphone. And I really think that Sony is giving you what you want. But with that said though, I'm at a loss for words because I just don't think it's enough. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's enough to warrant spending that kind of money. You see, we have so many different smartphones on the market. We have so many different choices that Sony comes in at this price point, and I don't understand where this phone falls into, because we have tons and tons of developers from OnePlus, Samsung, Huawei, Vivo, Oppo. We have so many Android manufacturers that Sony trying to keep up with the Xperia 1 Mark III just does not feel practical to me. Now, a lot of you have said that, oh, but these are a pro phone, they are not for average people. Well, if that's the case, then why did they make an Xperia 1 Mark II Pro and then market that phone for pros, but not the regular Xperia 1 Mark II? And I'm assuming they're going to do it again with this version. So don't tell me that these phones are made for pros if they're clearly targeted for the average consumer or the average general consumer. I don't know why I said that, but the point is, don't tell me that this is a pro phone for pro users when they already have a separate pro phone made for those users. So what I said in the beginning of the video, it is just another Android phone caught in the pile of garbage. Whatever I said at the beginning, basically all I mean, it's just another OEM trying to cash in. And honestly, even though I do love this phone and I think it might be a moderate hit, I don't think it'll be a big hit. I just think that the Xperia 1 Mark III is just really not the phone for Sony. I said last year that the Xperia 1 Mark II was going to be the one that put them on the map. Well, this one will probably not really move the needle. And considering that they've also released two cheaper phones, the Xperia 5 Mark III and 10 Mark III, kind of shows you where they're going. So that's the Xperia 1 Mark III. Very good priced phone. Well, not really, but a very good spec'd out phone. Very good features, but just another Android phone in the mass of Android. Alrighty, story number 2. Let's continue. Let's talk about the Apple September and October. Oh my goodness, I am all over the place. One event at a time. Let's start with the spring event. So the spring event has been announced. Apple has stated that April 20th they are going to announce the spring event, and we are going to finally see hopefully some new products being released, because then afterwards in June we have WWDC. Now, a lot of speculation have been about these events, and I've been covering this for literally almost a month, 2 months almost, so I'm going to give you my realistic take on what I personally believe is going to be at the event. Now again, this is just my opinion. I'm not here to spread rumors or false hope. This is just my humbled opinion. Number 1, the iPad Pro with mini LEDs. I think at this point we can all agree that the iPad in April makes a lot of sense, because at this point, you know, we've been hearing about it and it sounds like it's coming further and further. Number 2, AirTags. I think this is the event where Apple is finally going to pull the trigger on AirTags, considering that the invite also shows some particular disc-like circles which kind of resemble something familiar. So that's number 2. And number 3, if I'm going to throw a wild card, meaning one that I totally don't expect but I would love to see, I would throw out the iMacs because of the colors in the event. Now, the colors of the event kind of give us an idea of what we could expect from colors from the iPad, but could also be the iMacs, because if you guys don't remember, John Prosser released renders that he and some other artists worked out, and they line up with the colors that are in the event and could symbolize the new iMacs. So that's a wild card. I'm going to throw that out there, but that's realistically what I think we're going to see at the September event. So definitely don't hold your hopes up, but at the same breath, have a little bit of excitement, because honestly nowadays, the way tech events go, set your expectations down to low, and then we'll work from there. So you'll never be disappointed. And last story, let's talk about Samsung throwing their own event. What is it with tech companies releasing events the day after their competition doesn't? I don't get it. But it seems that Samsung is going to be planning a third event, which was set for April 28th. Now this one is dubbed the most powerful Galaxy is coming, and it shows a square box with an open door, which is very specific, Samsung, very, very specific. But taking a look at it, there are a lot of speculation saying that this is not going to be a smartphone event, but instead will be a laptop event, hinting at the Galaxy Book Pro, hence the word Pro. But it seems that this will be a PC event, and it will focus on Samsung and Android's continued partnership with their Chromebooks, but they will also take a look at their own PCs with Windows 10 and basically kind of try to compete with the laptop market. Now again, Samsung does make some good laptops, so I would expect them to put their own hardware in there, which is kind of scary with the Exynos chipsets. But this event seems to be, again, not a smartphone event, just a standard PC event. So I will keep you up to date on this event if we hear any more information about it. And again, the date is April 28th, so literally 2 weeks after Apple's. Nice timing, guys. Really nice timing. And that is it for today's episode of Technoid. Now, guys, really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, stay safe, and peace.